Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us on the program. Let's get back to one of our top stories tonight, and it's about the story that we have been following about the ministerial screening process. And now we understand, coming from inner sources close to a former governor of Kaduna State, that Ministerial El-Rufai has confirmed that he has withdrawn his interest in being part of President Bola Tinubu's cabinet. The former governor was one of the 48 ministerial nominees screened by the Senate, but his nomination did not get the approval of the lawmakers. According to the Senate, this is due to several petitions against the former. Precisely, they said it was due to security report. Malam El-Rufai reportedly told the president that he was no longer interested in becoming a minister, but would continue to contribute his quota to the development of Nigeria as a private citizen. He also explained that to the president that he needed time to focus on his doctorate degree program at the university in the Netherlands. It was gathered also that the former governor suggested a new ministerial nominee would serve as commissioner in 3 ministries in Kaduna State while he was governor. Tonight I'm being joined by a former national chairmanship aspirant of the APC, and is the Jagaban Jimeta, Mr. Sonny Monidafe. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. Good evening.
I appreciate it.
Abuja.
For someone like Ministerial El-Rufai, who came in the forefront fighting for Bola Tinubu within the governors forum, what do you think could be the implication of his stance today?
Before I even say that, I want to appeal to Erufai to please have a rethink, and then Mr. President Bola Tinubu to call him back. We need him. Like him or not, Erufai is an achiever. Now, I remember when we were to commence this issue of convention last year. Before then even, there was this issue of some cabal in the presidency trying to do things that will shoot down the interest of the southern president. In this case, now Bola Tinubu. And Erufai came out and said, look, we'll not accept it. I remember seeing a clip somewhere where he said, at the point that it happened, they had an issue with Bola Tinubu, president, but he put it aside and made sure that he joined the, I think, 23 APC governors who declared that they needed a southern man to become the president, because 8 years of the president from the north was not ideal. He pushed for that. And then he pushed for the various zoning issues, which some people didn't like. I remember when, if you recollect, the day of the convention, some papers carried the story, the fact that the Northeast, the development, the Northern National Development, the Deputy National Chairman North was zoned to the Northwest. Some people said it was zoned to the Northeast. There was confusion because of so many things. But one of the things that happened was, Erufai said, look, since inception of the APC, the DNC has always come from the Northwest. Governor Masari first, Senator Lawali Shaibu next. This time around, they want to change it. Later I heard that he was trying to curtail the moves of the cabal in the presidency. They gave the DNC to Northeast, and then he came out. And then he put his foot down and said, look, these things are happening, we won't accept it. He walked tooth and nail to ensure that the Tinubu came on board. So
there are those who say that without El-Rufai, Tinubu will
I will agree to that.
The candidate of the APC.
Yes, there's got there, but Tinubu, El-Rufai played a very, very important role.
But again,
then the issue of
you agree?
Subsidy, the issue of the money policy that Emefiele brought up. El-Rufai took Emefiele to court.
Three of them. Matawale, Ayabelo, and himself.
So, I mean, let's accept it, because I know in the kind of president's election way, the kind of situation we have in this country now, if the president nominates somebody, it's hardly, has never happened unless something very, very serious for the Senate not to accept it. So I want to appeal to the Senate to please accept it if we need him.
But again, Senate will say, oh, it is a security report which they cannot look away from. A senator from Kogi State, Sunday Karimi, came up, stood up and said he has an envelope filled with petitions against the former governor. Now, there are those who will say there is nothing behind all of that, that the real reason behind El-Rufai not being confirmed is political. Do you agree?
I agree with that, because who is Karimi from Kogi State? El-Rufai is on.
It's not him that has the petition. There are petitions that have been sent to
Was he the chairman of the Appeals Petitions Committee? It was a scheme that was being worked out. Now, I don't want to know about that one. We need El-Rufai in this country because he has the ability to achieve things. He did it in the FCT. Till today, they're talking about him. They call him Rousseau, person that destroys, but he worked. He did it in Kaduna. I've been to Kaduna recently. Fantastic work he did. Not everybody will be happy, but we need El-Rufai in this current situation because somebody who can make things happen. And I prefer a known figure than an unknown group that will become a cabal in future. Who pursue.
So, but do you think that El-Rufai, you are a politician, do you think that El-Rufai feel politically humiliated and embarrassed by the situation?
I won't be surprised if he feels because there's no need for all these things. He knows it. There's no need for all these things.
On the fact that on several occasions, there are about 2 occasions one can lay credence to, he was one of those that the President Tinubu, when he went to Chatham House in London, that he asked to answer questions on his behalf. He had actually in public also had said, pleaded with him and said, look, promise me that you will work with me.
Yeah.
So in that regard, what do you think could have gone wrong? And we understand that Mr. Erufai and a few others have been paying almost a daily visit to the villa.
I don't think you go to the villa without being invited. They must have been having some talks going on. And right now, put those things aside, I think the president should please appeal to Erufai to come out. We need him as a nation. Now, I'm somebody who believes in God. Trying to say that somebody is so important might look somehow, but from a human perspective right now, we need somebody like Erufai. Smallish, they call him giant when he was ABU. An achiever. He speaks very well. He has facts at his fingertips. We should please put aside everything and get him to be in the cabinet. We need to move on because you can see the kind of overwhelming issues we have in this country right now. 2020, COVID, now Russian war, and then this Niger, so many things happening. Somebody that will calm things down and get things working.
SSM, let me ask you this. The issue here is the fear in the APC is that Erufai's body language and his stance at the moment has implication, political implication. The former governors form a bloc, and powerful one at that, and they are being serviced presently by this president. You have a Matawale, you have a Simon Lalong in that cabinet, you have a Yunsom Wike. They form a bloc in this government, and they were powerful enough to be able to accept their position and their stance to make sure that Bola Tinubu gets a ticket. There are those who say his stance means a lot and it could backfire. What political implication do you think it has on this government, on the performance of Bola Tinubu, and the chances of Bola Tinubu if he wants to seek election?
Chief, I don't think you're being fair to me because you have these facts. I will speak as an ordinary person because I see it from outside. All I want to know is, let's have the right people. I know...
I mean, you've said that, but I'm going back to a question that has already... And the reason why I invited you is because of your knowledge. The internal politics of APC, you have it at your fingertips.
Yeah.
And the question is that there are implications for every action and inaction. And those who say, if Erufai feels hurt and humiliated, that the kind of Erufai they know and the kind of power and influence that he possesses, that it has an implication, politically speaking.
They're giving him too much importance, relevance. All we want as Nigerians is a person that will come in and make a difference. If anybody feels that way, to some extension, people feel that way about me. I'm a very outspoken person. I speak my mind. I say it as it is. And I think to some extent, Erufai is like me. Well, what am I saying? We're not being hypocritical. We're speaking the truth. If people are now having those issues with Erufai from amongst his colleagues, I'll be surprised. At the same time, not surprised, because if you know what you are supposed to do, you shouldn't be scared about anybody challenging you. Accept it. If anybody has that feeling, then he has a lot of low self-esteem. I'm sorry to use some of these words, because truly, as Nigerians, we need an Erufai who will come out and tell the president, Mr. President, this is the way to go, let's follow it, because we are tired of people that just come and dance to the tune of whatever I said. We don't want that one. So I don't want to know about the governors or whatever. Erufai, Nasir Erufai should be appealed to to come into the cabinet and let's get this country working again.
What if the Senate, say that the security report does not come favorably?
The Senate cannot do what the president does not agree to. If the president says, I want him, they will do it.
Are you saying they are puppets?
I'm not saying anything, Shehu. I'm saying that, for example, permit me, now he has been confirmed already, so we can't even do anything about it. Somebody from one of the states in the north gave a certificate showing only 2 credits to get into university. It was cleared. Let's not go into that one. But the fact is that some of these people that shouldn't have been cleared have been cleared. 2 credits. I'm sure you know the person. You know him, don't you? So let's not put them aside.
But his own defense is that he has other certificates, only that he didn't include them.
You won't hear from me. You won't hear from me. But somebody of that caliber was approved, nominated and screened and cleared. We need El-Rufai to please accept and come. Let's make Nigeria better. I left my estate now. The light has been up and down. It's really not right. And then you want to run a generator, fuel is 600 naira per litre. This is when I will come in and get things working. El-Rufai is one of such. We don't want people to just come and say, yes, Mr. President, if you jump, how high? No. Mr. President, I think ABCD, with facts, in an articulate manner. I appeal to El-Rufai, if you are hearing me, please accept it and let's save this country. Because we need to save it.
On a final note, being in government is not enough to effect a change. You need a political prowess to be able to, and the political will to be able to make things happen. And there are those who believe that Bola Tinubu has that. But being a president is more technical than a lot of people know. The villa is one of the most difficult places to be in, to steady affairs of a nation that is highly diverse as Nigeria. If you were, as a party member, you need a very strong administrator to be able to handle politics side of things in the APC. What do you think? How do you think your party can manage things?
Let me tell you one thing about President Bola Tinubu. In the ACN years, we used to call him the last man standing because he withstood the tricks of President Obasanjo then. After the 1999 to 2003 term, he told the Southwest governors that he needed their support and that they succumbed. Only Bola did not. Out of that one Lagos state, we were able to now get 6 states by which we now joined APC. Yeah. 6 states. So now, the same Bola is there. He has what it takes. But he needs somebody who is there to tell him the truth once in a while. I'm sorry. I'm saying a lot of debate
about Erufai. There are those who even say that Bola Tinubu does not even want him.
Well, I don't know about that one, but he called him. The day they had this meeting in Kaduna, you saw it. Erufai organized it, but he even refused to sit on a high table. He was sitting down among the crowd. It was Bola Tinubu that asked him to come to the platform and tell him that he will work with him. Shehu will need him.
Sylvester, Sonny Monidafe, thank you so much. The Jagaban Jimeta, thank you so much. A man with many parts from Delta State and also from Adamawa State.
My father was from Delta and from Adamawa State. And I'm the Omeziri Ndigbo of Nigeria, Ndigbo. The Ohanese youths give me that title. I'm a Nigerian.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight. A former APC National Chairmanship aspirant. Thank you so much indeed, Sonny Monidafe, for your time tonight. That's all.